Hey, welcome to The Explainer. So you're starting university. It's this total whirlwind, right? You got new classes, new people, all this new freedom. It's awesome, but let's be honest, it can get overwhelming fast. That's why today, we're not just going to talk about time management in some boring way. Nope, we're actually building a blueprint, a step-by-step guide for you to master your time so you can build the exact university experience you're hoping for. Let's dive in.
Does that sound about right? I mean, you're juggling lectures, you've got assignments piling up, you're trying to have a social life, maybe you've even got a part-time job on the side. Feeling completely stretched thin? Totally normal. But here's the good news. You don't have to live like that. There is a way to get a handle on all of it, and it all starts with having a really clear plan.
Okay, so our blueprint is broken down into 4 simple parts. First, we'll lay the foundation. Then, we'll create your strategy. After that, it's all about executing your plan. And finally, we'll cover how to sustain it all and keep growing. Let's get started.
All right, Section 1, laying your foundation. Look, you can't build a strong house or a strong schedule on a shaky foundation. So, before we even touch a calendar or a planner, we've got to ask a much bigger question. What are we actually trying to build here?
So, the very first step is what I like to call a brain dump. Seriously, just get everything that's rattling around in your head out and onto a piece of paper. And I mean everything. Yeah, your classes, of course, but also your clubs, your job, your friends, your family commitments, and here's the really important part, your personal goals and values. What do you really want to get out of these next few years? Don't judge it, don't filter it, just get it all down. We have to see the entire landscape before we can draw the map.
And you know that big list you just made? It leads you directly to the most important question you can ask yourself right now. What does success in university really mean to you? I bet it's not just about getting straight A's. Is it maybe about building a killer network for your career? Or finally mastering that language you've always wanted to learn? Or just having those deep, life-changing conversations at 2 a.m. in the common room? You've got to get specific here, because whatever your answer is, that's your compass. It's going to guide every single decision you make about how you spend your time.
Okay, so our foundation is solid. Now it's time for Section 2, create your strategy. We've got our compass, that definition of success, so now we can start making some really smart, intentional choices about where to point our energy.
Now here's the classic battle that every single one of us fights every single day. It's the battle between urgent and important. Think about it. Urgent tasks are the things that are screaming for your attention right now. They're reactive. It's that notification that just popped up, that text message, that quick question from a friend. But the important tasks, those are the proactive ones. They're the things that actually move you closer to your long-term goals, that compass we just talked about. The biggest trap you can fall into is letting the noisy, urgent stuff constantly push the quiet, important stuff off your plate.
So, how do we win that battle? How do we escape that trap? Well, there's this fantastic, super simple tool called the Eisenhower Matrix. It's basically a framework that helps you sort through all your tasks. It helps you stop just reacting to all the noise and start acting with real intent.
Okay, let's take a look. The matrix has 4 boxes. Top left, you've got stuff that's both urgent and important. These are your fires, your crises, your hard deadlines. You just have to do them, get them done. But the real secret sauce is in the top right box. Important, but not urgent. This is where the magic happens. This is where your biggest goals live. You don't do these things, you schedule them. You make appointments with yourself to work on your thesis, to go to that networking event, to practice that new skill. Then, bottom left is urgent but not important. These are distractions you can try to delegate. And the bottom right, not urgent and not important. These are the time wasters, the mindless scrolling. You just delete them from your life.
And really, here's the big takeaway from all this. If you want to spend more time in that powerful schedule box, you have to be its bodyguard. You have to protect that time. Because every single time you say no to something that isn't truly important, you're not being difficult. You're actually saying a powerful yes to the goals that matter most to you. It's not personal, it's strategic. Which brings us perfectly to Section 3, execute your plan. I mean, a brilliant strategy is pretty useless if it just sits in a notebook, right? So this part is all about action. It's about the nitty-gritty, daily habits that turn that strategy into your actual life.
You know that feeling of dread when you look at a huge assignment like a 10-page paper and your brain just shuts down? You don't even know where to start? Here's the pro tip. Never, ever write finish paper on your to-do list. It's too big. Instead, you gotta break it down into ridiculously small, manageable steps. Like, step 1, find 5 articles. Step 2, write 1-page outline. Step 3, draft just the introduction. See? Each time you check one off, it's a little win. It gives you this hit of momentum that makes it so much easier to just keep going.
Okay, let's zoom out from a single project to your whole week. Instead of just having a giant, messy to-do list, I want you to try something called time blocking. You literally go into your calendar and carve out dedicated blocks of time for your most important work, just like you'd schedule a class or a doctor's appointment. The trick here is to create routines, for sure, but also, and this is critical, build in some buffer time. Be flexible, because life is going to happen, right? Unexpected things will pop up. A super rigid schedule will snap under pressure, but a flexible one, it just bends. It keeps you moving forward.
And of course, a huge part of executing your plan is playing defense. You have to guard your time against all the distractions. Now, this stuff might sound obvious, but I have to ask, are you actually doing it? Like right now, are your phone notifications turned off? Do you set a timer when you open social media? Have you found a spot on campus where you know you can get real deep work done without interruptions? You have to be a ruthless guardian of your own focus.
Okay, and that brings us to our final and maybe most important section, sustain and grow. You have to think of this blueprint we're building not as something carved in stone. It's a living, breathing document. Because you're going to change, your priorities will change, your classes will change, and your plan has to be able to change right along with you.
You know what the #1 killer of any good plan is? Burnout. Plain and simple. And we have got to stop thinking about things like sleep and health and having a social life as rewards you earn after you finish all your work. No, they are essential fuel for your engine. Look at this chart. Academics are a big piece, but so are self-care and sleep. If you neglect those things, the whole system just grinds to a halt. Let me say that again. Prioritizing your well-being is prioritizing your success.
And hey, please remember, you are not on a solo mission here. Your campus is literally full of resources and people whose entire job is to help you succeed. We're talking academic advisors, tutors, workshops on this exact topic, even just that one friend you have who seems to have it all figured out. Tap into that support. Seriously, learning from other people is the ultimate shortcut to getting better at this. Way faster.
You know, the best systems aren't perfect from day one. They're the ones that get better over time. So I want you to build in a super simple weekly habit. Maybe every Sunday night. Just take 10 minutes. That's it. Look back at your week and ask yourself what worked, what totally didn't. And then just tweak your plan for the week ahead. Think of it like a science experiment. There are no failures, there's only data. And whatever you do, don't skip that last step. Celebrate your wins. Acknowledging what you did right is the fuel that will keep you motivated.
So there you have it. That's the blueprint. But remember, a blueprint is just the plan on paper. The real power, well, that's in the building. Your university experience is this incredible structure that only you can design and build. So I'll leave you with this question. Looking back at everything we just talked about, what is the very first brick you're going to lay?